I was amazed at what they were saying. Yet he's at home with his wife. And he's in another town. The vehicle of the Spirit can carry you. Let me tell you something. Do you know it's possible to go back to the past and make your great-grandfather to stop what he did to affect the country and the nation and your village and you as a family? No, you don't understand this. Oh, I knew this. This is... See. We don't believe this. All things are possible. Infinite possibilities. You can literally gen 4 generations before now. We did this with a white brother in UK. White brother. The whole generation had a genome that was susceptible to the issue of heart attacks. And the Lord said, go back into his life. Begin to prophesy who was the problem. And delete the genome sequence that causes the heart problems in the family. I went there and I said it. A few weeks later, the man went to the hospital to get a battery of checks on his blood. And they tested even the DNA, the deoxyribonucleic acid, to try to test the genome sequence. And they found that it was deleted. No, you're not hearing. You can literally move into the past and say, now, I'm going to the past tonight. I'm here to teach generals. I'm not teaching some church members and stuff like that. No. I'm here to teach generals. You can literally say in the middle of the night, 1 a.m., I am going into the past by the Spirit. Everything that my uncle, my great-grandfather messed up in the spirit, I'm deleting this poverty genome. All of a sudden, your uncle wakes up from his 1-bedroom house and then realizes that something was missing. And then you will find a letter by the door and say, by the way, there is a great-grandfather of yours who had a house in Borodale. We have just discovered that the documents were missing, but they are yours. That's why the Bible says, you shall live in houses you have not built. Houses you have not built. You will plow in fields you have not. Aye! Sit down. There is something about God that if you dare believe him, I said if you dare believe him, you can do anything. Philip was just moving like this, and Philip was wanted in another city. What happened? The Bible says he was carried there. He just arrived in the location. What was it? Transport of the Spirit. You won't see it being done. You don't. Listen, I was here during the First Republic under Robert Mugabe. And I was there, and I came back here from UK. And when I came back, they said to us, you need a visa. Me. From Zaga. I needed a visa to stay in this country. And for some reason, they had accepted my wife's visa. So they said, I'm a dependent of her. That means I would go on her status in Zimbabwe and become, as it were, carried on her back to be able to stay here. Yes, because at that time they did not accept dual citizenship. So I had a British passport and wanting to be in my country. So I would have to deny one citizenship and take the other one. So they said, but before we do that, we have to get to do some medicals. If you fail those medicals, we can't give you a visa to stay here. So they did some medicals. They did my heart checks, everything done. Hospital here in town. And after a few days, they said, come to take your results. I went there, said, you have passed. Your results are clear, everything is done. Not that I was expecting anything. But then the doctor said, Well, I also noticed something. Have you noticed when you read your thing? I read, I said, hey, what is this line saying? He said, we have just realized that where you had a heart operation, it is healed. Nobody did any heart operation on me in my whole life. No sign. I said, say, look, there is nothing, no sign. He was so shocked. The doctor was so shocked. Until God said, read what Apostle Paul says. He says, I have the signature of Christ. I have the markings of God on me.